Nothing that tells me here that I have. Oh, how much fun can we have? And there's nothing on stream yet. Okay, there's a few seconds delay, so we'll wait for that, shall we? A couple of messages coming in. Nothing important. Okay. Yes, we are now live. Good. So let's say hello to everybody. Which keyboard? Oh, right, let's use this one. Hello. Oh, there we go. Lovely. Start time then is 10:42. It's Friday, so it's a relaxation day for programming. There was no Thursday episode because I was sat there rewriting the whole of our camera. Yeah. And I rewrote it properly. That doesn't look right to me. But anyway, it should be there. We seem to have moved 45 degrees over somewhere. Can you see the problem? I don't know which way I'm looking. Yeah, right, it goes up and down, and all the rest of it. That's using the right mouse button. We've got fully going around, looking left and right. We should be closer to one edge. We are. It's actually looking at, was it looking at the far side or that side? Interesting, but it works. Yeah, working perfectly, except for that. Right. It's a bit, well, it's a basic camera, which does exactly what I've told it to. There's no gravity, and there's no solid objects yet, so I don't expect anything from that. Let me just have a look at that again. My god, you can even see that it's actually got depth to it there. Wow. That's amazing. Welcome to Amberskies. My name's Fraser Sharp. I just call myself Blades. So let's, yeah, you can definitely now see that there is that bar, that edge to it. Don't know why I've got a rotation on it still, but we're going to have a look at that today anyway. The other thing I wanted to look at was how does it really look? So release. Game. Right, yeah. I'm just going to take this out for a second. I want to see what it looks like. Okay. Want to make sure I did do the effects right on this. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's it. You can see the difference now, can't you? How that fades in and out. Yeah. You understand what I'm trying to do with that fade now, with the fog. That's what the fog effect does, so that's working perfectly. lighting's working well. I'm happy with that. I'm just wondering where I've got an initial... Yeah, but it's 40, 41, 40, yeah. So where's the 45 degree coming from? Okay. Interesting. I can leave that off for now. Oh dear, sorry, I'm all snuffly. I did a full rewrite yesterday and it did my head in. So, yeah, we seem to have a twist on the camera. I'm sure we do. Oh, the starting code is on GitHub, by the way, for those who are following along with the GitHub code. If I go forwards, backwards, I think it might be our perspective, maybe out. Oh no, we're not going. Ah, right. Could be the perspective's out, but that's going straight away from me, and that is a flat line, isn't it? Yeah, I've got flat lines. Nearly. Maybe 1 degree out, but anyway. No, it's just our perspective doesn't seem to be quite as good as it could have been. Should be at 45 degrees. So I think it's working properly. Just want to check on our OpenGL window. .45 is an odd number, isn't it? Yeah. So let's just check on this. Yeah, it's 45. Maybe we should put 0.01. Yeah, right. It's just a trick of the eye. The way it all works. Okay. So that gets rid of that piece of code. Everything's set. Let's have a look and see what I did. So transform, I wrote out properly with all the getters, setters, and accessing, and all the different things that I should have done, but probably didn't. I've even put this in. Oh, you muppet. Of course it's found. It works, you derp. Alright. That's part of the... well, this is fully now done properly. I've even put the streams in, so you can transform out to a QDebug. In fact, we haven't even put QDebug in, have we? And that might be just why it's messing us about. Hash include QDebug. I'm using it. All right. Camera is now fully functional, as you can tell, obviously. Hold on a minute, maths. I took out the other bit, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. It's this colour entity and texture entity that I want to do next. Cameras, okay. And as you can see by the header file, it's been done the same way with everything, including data streams, so that we can output transforms. Yeah, that's right. Lovely. Right, it's so that we can use the data streams that C++ uses. All of that's been done. It rotates and everything that's been done. That's okay. That's okay. I did all the proper constructors and setters and getters and everything, and it now works. So camera 3D. I just checked that I got everything right at the bottom here. I made a mess of it last time. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I'm happy now. So not much changed on the rewrite. In fact, nothing changed with the major part of the code. I just added all the rest of the rubbish in so that it worked properly. Just missing a couple of bits and pieces there. So if you watch the video and then you look at the code, it'll look very similar, but it'll have all the added bits and pieces. Lovely. Now, entities. What we need now are entities within our scene. This is going to be the start of our ECS system, which we already have started, luckily enough. Now, so far, I've just waved my hand and said it works. No idea. We haven't tested it in any way, shape or form. And where is it? It's in here. It's in Amber, not Amber 3D. Right, so it's these ECS components. So what I want to be doing is adding a new item. We want to start adding some ECS components. And let's see, I don't know what to call the first one. There's a problem. And should our ECS components be in here? Or should they be in the 3D system? Well, no, I think they should be in... Well, they should be in the 3D system, really. This is all of this stuff in here. It should just be around about... This should only be for game rules. Because we have all the collision physics to do yet. And that's really part of the 3D system. It's nothing to do with this. Our game rules are going to be components. I don't think Amber's going to get used. I mean, we've got our comms in here. Right, well, we'll keep it in here for now. But what I want to look at next is a component. Right. So I'm going to make our first component, and I'm going to call it color. Color entity component. Entity component color. Entity component texture. We'll do the texture one first. That might me make more sense? No, I want to do it because we've got the dice, haven't we? Still floating around somewhere. I've got the dice and the cube floating around, but we haven't really checked out on textures yet. Although we know they work. Right, so it's a component. So the last part of it is going to be component. The word component.h. Component.h. What can we call this one? Color entity will do. Is he going to look very weird then? Color. Yeah. Entity. Component. And we'll also take new item. I am going to put CPP file for these. Do I need a compilation file for these? The answer is not really. Interesting. It's going to be color entity. Color. Spelled the American way. Entity. Component.cpp. Yeah, I'm happy about that. Now, am I going to take the systems as separate? Or shall we just put it all in one? Just put it all in one. Stuff it out, okay. How much have we got in the ECS system? Yeah. I'm just wondering, you see, my problem is that I go by Amber ECS. That's simple. But Amber ECS components? Okay. By my own rules, I've just stabbed myself in the foot. Alright. I'm going to have to build this bit by bit. $2019, I don't know, 14th of November 2019. That's how long this has been going for, people. Yeah. People don't realise. This has been going on for a while. And this is going to be color Component H. I am going to have one of those. Now comes the tricky bit. So, namespacing, namespace. Amber. And namespace. ECS components. Yeah. Done a real good one there, haven't I? Oh well. Live and learn, live and learn. Didn't think that through. But those are the rules I've set for this project. So those are what we are going to use. Do never change your rules just because it looks a bit awkward. Now, we are obviously going to have to include Amber, ECS. I'm gonna guess that we'll include the ECS.h. I think that's probably going to be a very good idea. So, let's start class. No, we'll go with a struct for the first bit. I have no idea what I'm going to put in here. So this is going to be the color entity component. Yeah, that looks okay. Component. And it has to inherit our ECS. We're not in the same. So it's going to be ECS colon. I am looking for an ECS component, please. I think it might be capitals. Are you telling me that I didn't do them properly? Right, we'll have to finish that after. Oh God. Oh God, have I made a mistake there? ECS component. And we're going to call it color entity component. Like that. So we will inherit our ECS component from our ECS system. And I don't think there's really much to put in this, to be quite honest with you, except for a color entity. Which we can't do, and this is why I hesitated at the beginning. Okay, Amber Core. Profile. Because of this. There ain't nothing there. So we will need to save that. Just have to go out of there a slight second. And we are going to have to unload Ambercore. I want to close this part of the project. Ambercore SL, I need to close it. File. Close solution. How do I close that part of the solution? Clean link build. I was not saying I'm going to have to do this manually. I just want to remove it. Remove. Okay. Save. I had to remove it because we have to link it. Damned annoying. I wanted to avoid doing that, but hey ho, you have to live and learn with Windows, Microsoft. You can't do anything whilst it's in there, within the Microsoft system. If I try and do it, it won't work. That you can trust me on. Last session, please. Add library, external library. Cancel. Just build that one, please. Make sure that's okay. Because that's the library I want to add. XML elapsed time. Yep, that's fine. Excellent. So now I can do that. Add library. External library. Next. Browse. Oh god. What have you done that for? That's not me. Where is it all gone? Where's the stuff I'm just doing now gone? Oh right, it's over here. Stupid system. Okay. Take build debug off the end there. That's correct. Static. Library. I'll sort that out when stuff it. Just next. Finish. Right, that's just updated our profile. Okay. Make sure we haven't messed anything up. So what we're doing now is we're setting up really for ECS. And the first part of our ECS system is going to be how to put a model on screen. Once we've got that, we will then need to be able to move that model. Not the camera, but the model. The camera will probably never move. Well, we will move it, but differently. We'll do that with the player model, as it were. Right, okay. Or the player component. Everything's okay there, right? Fine. I'm happy. Be happy. Close. Extensions QTVS. Open a profile. Amberskies. Core. Profile. Okay, let's see if we've got it done now. Okay. So, this isn't looking good already. This is not looking good already, so how do I do it? Okay. We need to add a reference to Amber 3 DSL. Yep, that's that done. Add a reference to you as well. Okay, that's the U setup. I'm not bothered about the world builder yet. Will it build? It may do. It may do. But if you notice now, it's just built the whole of Amber 3D SL as well. So I think I might have got it right. We'll soon find out, because we're about to try and build something that it's got to reference Amber 3D for. Okay. That's wrong. It's 2020. We're now in May, are we? May, June, July? June. Good God. Another year passes. And it's 05. Okay, nothing's changed in here. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, let's see if we got it now. So, hash. Put it above it. Hash include Amber 3D / nice entities. This is the color entity, please, Bob. Thank you. So I've got a lovely weekend ahead of me, putting ECS component system within a namespace, which I have forgotten to do. How annoying is that? Oh well. Good start that today, actually. So, What we'll do then is we'll just take a colour entity. So that would be Amber 3D. Entities. Colour entity. Star that. And we will call that our colour entity. And we'll just put it into a null pointer for now, because we don't have one until we assign one. Next, we will need system. So I'm going to have a class. I think systems will be classes, and the components will be structs. So it's going to be color entity system. Yeah. No idea how I'm going to do this, but we're just making up as we go along and hoping for the best. And that is a base ECS system. So that will be a public base ECS system. There's our class. Could really be a struct, I suppose. Color entity system. Okay. There isn't a destructor for this, is there? No. That's probably going to change. Why doesn't he come up with dooblies so that I can pop it into there? Base ECS system, I said, no. Yeah. No, it's going to have something in there, I think. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, that just holds, the component holds a list of data. The system uses the data, and the entity is just a list of these components. It's a very simple idea. Very, very simplistic idea. Nothing scary. I mean, it's like those Q quaternions. They are not scary at all. As you saw, we hardly even meant, after trying to describe why they're needed, we went on to not really do any complex programming with it. But it isn't complicated. It's just the idea sometimes is. People can't grasp the idea of it rather than the programming of it, which is straightforward and easy. So we're going to have one of those. I'm going to have a virtual void as well, in case I need to overwrite it, so I probably will. It will be update. How am I going to do that? Oh, yes, thank you, Moppy. You're giving me a big purr again. Base ECS system. Systems we're just going to assign into there. Right. Okay. Alright, that's okay. And delta times uninitialized. Okay. Oh, damn it, I've even got lowercase here. It's this update components that I want. I need to rewrite these. I haven't rewritten them. For our system. Because of this kind of thing that's going on here. That's just laziness. I'm bad. Okay. I'm just going to put that so it fits in with what I do normally. It's not coming up. It should pull it out of here. And it's not doing. Should pull it out of the base ECS system, because that's what I'm using. That's what I'm using there. I'm extending delta and components. Okay. What are we going to do with delta? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say stuff it. I put that in, it's going to bugger up, isn't it? Oh well, we can always try. I don't mind trying something out, so I'll try it out. Will that work? Do we need to be able to add components? Alrighty. So we're going to have two components that it can act upon. So the two components it can act upon, this system and where's add? I can't do too many of these because I'll break it otherwise. So be careful. I want to be able to. It's just I want to be able to make sure that it picks everything up. So update components. These two parts. Right, so we do have to add. There it is. I see it comes up now. We're going to need to add our component that we've made. Which is going to be the component of whatever the component is that we made. Oh. That's come up right. Good. It's working. The actual ECS system is working. It's coming up with the right things. What I'm also thinking is yeah, I'll just write it out. Add component type. And this is where we're going to start varying things up, because I'm going to have a transform component. If you remember, we did transform 3D. So, yeah. Does it start to make sense when I do it this way? Okay. So we are going to have to do the transform component after this, so we can flesh this out and move our object around. It's going to appear at 0, 0, 0 if we don't. Now, colour entity itself. Oh, sugar, that was a bad one to do. Already has a position, rotation, scale. Well, that's going to be taken away. Once you take that away, well, all of this is coming out of here. Because obviously, all of this isn't needed anymore. So that will go. That'll be happy. We can get rid of that. Get rid of that. Which will just be left with a raw model. It'll be left holding a raw model. Which means we can probably get rid of the whole class altogether. That's interesting. And just pass the raw model through. Yeah. We'll think about that when we get to it. But for now, we can. The transform is inside of that. Inside of the component color entity, which is a bit of a bind. So when we come to update, what you will be looking at is something like color entity component. That is going to be our color entity, I suppose. That is going to be equal to our. Alright, it's in brackets, isn't it? Yeah. Is this a static cast or just a cast? Okay, let's try it. Let's see what the system says. Color entity component. It's a cast. And it's going to be components 0 at the moment because there's only that one. It's just a 0. We haven't got the other bit. And this is where we would add. Oh, I haven't finished the line. There you go. Add to batch. So we have to be able to say, add that to the batch rendering. Now I have thought about this already and I've decided that we could probably do it direct. Through the window. How are we doing it so far? Here we go. We render here. Where are we preparing our render? We are preparing our render in an update somewhere. Here. We call update and it renders. All we're doing is we are calling whatever you've got in the model warehouse, render it. Yeah. That's the reason I need this. It's that word there. So what we can do is we can set up functions to access a model warehouse. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. So in our model warehouse currently, it's all automatic. And that's fine. That's absolutely fantastic. But we now want to take control of it because we want to create a game. So load files, render all. Why do we see? Here we go. Batch render, add texture. This has to be taken out of here. Render all should just have that in. Yeah. This is going to have a lot taken out of it, isn't it? Okay. That's fine. So we've got set shaders. And the only thing that we're adding here is the floor. Okay. So what we need to do now is render color entity and render texture entity. And it goes in here. No, it doesn't. We want add color entity, add render entity. Yes. Got you. Because we need to modify Window 3D to use them. Right. We're getting there now. Add color entity. No, we are going to need that color entity because it has to record now where it's been loaded into. Okay. Yeah, we have it. Which is entities. And it's just a color entity. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Are we starring these color entities? I think we might be. Yes, we are. Okay. And we'll also have to have a void, add texture, textured entity. And that will of course be entities. There's just two new functions to pop in here. And that will be that one. Text entity. And color. Oh, color entity. So yeah. Okay, you stuck to me now. Okay, go on. Go on, love. Go on, it's okay, you can move. Alright. Yeah, I think this is starting to take shape now. And then we just write a pass through in here. Why have I done that like that? All right, fair enough. I'm just wondering whether I need to put that in or not. I think it's safe to do so. Yeah, we'll put those in. Not really over keen on that idea. So here I want to put in void render color entity, and that is entities color entity star. Now the wording that I'm using, you can use anything. You can call these functions whatever you like. I'm just making this up as I go along. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know. Render. But this is the kind of thing that you would expect as a user of a 3D library to have. Render a color entity, render a textured entity. There we go. So there is something I want to do to our entity system. And that's going to be textured entity. Thank you. But we'll don't start thinking about that for a second. Textured entity. Right, we're getting somewhere now. We'll pop these two in as well. Okay, they're not going to do anything yet. Well, these do. These are just going to be straight pass-throughs. So all they're going to do, really, is m_model warehouse add color entity. Color entity. Like that. So all that's going to do, straight pass through, and this one's going to do exactly the same. Model warehouse add textured entity. Textured entity. So that's simple code, as I call it, because nothing's failing there. That's easy. Okay, so that's that done. In model warehouse, we've done you. You're gone. Window.h, you're gone. That was Window 3D that I just did, wasn't it? Please tell me it was. Yeah, it was. Right, so we've now got to the model warehouse stage. We should have two blanks here. And you can see already what's going on here. But I need to know which number. Yeah. So here, we want our textured entity to hold a model warehouse ID or a UUID. No, it won't be. It'll just be a warehouse ID. So let's try that under a textured entity first of all. What kind of information are we holding here? It's just going to be an unsigned int that we want. So that's going to come on here. So this is going to be warehouse Model warehouse ID. And it's going to be an int. Yeah. Do I have to do anything here? Yeah, we do. Why have I just put model warehouse ID? Like that. Copy. Paste. I'm doing the wrong thing here. My bad. Goes in there. Paste. -1. That's why I want an int. I don't want an unsigned int, I want a -1 as an error. Okay. So that's you done. Back here. On this line before the pushback. We will want the textured model and we'll need a set ID. Set ID. Int ID. M_model warehouse ID equals ID. That'll do me. I'm not overly thinking my way of doing it here. I just want to do something very simple that'll work. Okay, I can't do it. Why can't I do it? Let's see if I've made any mistakes. That's right, they're unreferenced. I know they are. It's looking okay. So, textured model. And set ID. What's wrong? Why is this wrong? Ah, it's not an entity. There's the entity. There's the model. Rethink. Done this totally wrong. Totally wrong. Yeah, I've done it totally wrong. That's my bad. Not thinking it. Well, I'm not looking at it properly. Okay. That takes you out. And that takes you out. So I'll put in there. And takes you out. That's total trash. Won't work. So in model warehouse, what have we got? So it's got to come under M model. An M model is a raw model. Yeah. The raw model needs an ID. Yeah. Int ID. And that makes more sense to me. If we put it in here, we do both at the same time. Less programming. Void set ID, and that's just going to be int ID. Just wondering why I put that in like that. Okay. M underscore ID equals ID. That's what I'm having for that. Where did I put it here? Has texture. Bool has texture. Okay. Ah. Gotta be careful. Yeah, put it in the right place. Thank God for that. M underscore ID. I knew we put it there for a reason. Comma, please. Comma space. -1, please. Int. Yeah. That makes more sense now. That won't work. That won't work. Back to here. Right. This point here, before we make it into a textured model, we take our model and we set ID, and the integer I want is that dot size. What does that give back? An int. Thought so. So that will give us a size of how many textures we've got, or textured entities we've got. Initially there should be 0, so that should return 0 and set the ID. So when we come through to here, that's on the texture side, isn't it? Yeah. I'm hoping that returns the 0 first time. Then the next time it'll set 1, and the next time it'll set 2. We've got the same thing here. Same line. Exactly the same line here. But it's not textures, now it's colour entities. This means that we can now use them individually, instead of just relying on all this automatic rubbish that we were doing before. So when we want to add a colour entity, what we can now do is, to our batch, let's do the textured one first. That's your textured one, right there. And texture, let's see, blah 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 blah. Textured entity, get textured model. I need the ID. So int ID equals our textured entity that we wish to add. Get raw model. And we now need to get ID. So back into raw model. Missed one, didn't I? I got the setter. Int get ID. And as I seem to be writing them all, why not? We'll do it in there as well. Save. Aye. Simple as that, just pop that in. Here we should now be able to get ID. That'll give us an int for the ID. And that's that. Lovely. And it's the same in here, isn't it? Int ID equals color entity. That. 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 Yep, that's right. And then it's just mbatch render add color entity. That's correct. And what do we need? We need the raw model, which is underscore color entities ID. Get raw model. That's right. Comma. And then we just need the color entity itself, which will be underscore. Actually, we could just put in color entity there, couldn't we? No, do it properly, because I know there's a problem already. Color entity, we've got to match everything. If we don't match up at the other end, we will get absolutely spanked with this one. There we go. Right, so we can now set individual models into our rendering system, and we can do so hopefully through our window. With straightforward render color entity. This means that here our color entity system will have to take in the window. Which we have, and we are using already. Okay. Hash include Amber 3D. What's wrong with this? Why is it not picking up on anything anymore? Something wrong. Let's make sure I haven't messed up here. Alright, there you go. Make sure everything's built and correct. Okay, looking okay. So I'll drop you for a minute and we'll go back to you. So back in here we have hash include. I'm getting nothing again. Stuff you. Don't even know where it is. OpenGL. // and I want window 3D. .h. Lovely, we'll take you. And here, I'm getting nothing. IntelliSensor's broken again, hasn't it? God, why do we bother OpenGL? Why can't you find anything, you stupid Microsoft bag of rubbish? I can't use it now. Oh, I hate this system. Why does it just hold my work up like this? Usually just go for a coffee break, come back and it sorted itself out. Anything else I can think of? So it hadn't even found that at that stage. That's good. I do need to go through these. I wanted to give you an example. And it can't even... I can't even get it to do an example at this point. Well, it's not even coming up as an error. This is ridiculous. Do it the old way. Just keep rebuilding until there's no errors. How can you have succeeded? It's not even registering this. Are we in the same place? Okay, close, 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 close. I don't even know if I'm reading the same files here. That's why. I thought I've added these. Why aren't these even added? That's why it's not working. I'm not even included in the bloody project yet. Thank you. All lights up. Okay. That's right. Why is it giving me errors when it... What is wrong with this system? I've done that wrong now. Yep, I've done it wrong, haven't I? Right, I see. Base ECS system. What have I done about context? Got component flags, no context. Where's context? It should be under something separate. Well, it's window. I'm going to need that as a variable. A member variable. Because I'm not oh, but they're all the same. There is only one window. It's just a pointer though, isn't it? So I am going to have to save it on color entity system because I want it into the need it for the update components. Right, okay, I can do that. Alright, so I've got our window 3D there. And we will need one of them. And we'll call it m_window because it's a member variable. That comes into here, to here, and that is our window. Fantastic, that works better for me. And all we're going to be do now is this. So all we need to do now is put m_window. Give me a rendering color rendering. What did I just call it? Render. Render color entity. Now, here's my problem. I can add a transform in here. What's wrong with doing it that way? Argument to type color entity component is incompatible with parameter of type. This is where I'm going to have problems. So it's going to be color entity. So what have we got here? Yeah. These words are wrong. I'm trying to make a language out of this. So let's copy, paste, dot, color entity. There we go, semicolon. That's correct. So all we do is we take the color entity then out of the entity component and shove it into the window to render. Yeah. I think that's a very base. So far, a very basic component. It's going to take an entity. We only need the entity ID, don't we? No, because I want to pull this from the warehouse. When I'm creating our components, or a component for a single entity, I will want to be able to pull out the color entity from the warehouse and then update the components whenever. Okay. We haven't named our components. We haven't named our entities. They now have an ID. Right, is that what I've written? Is it legal? Because I'm going to have to redo that ECS system now. Oh, of course. Right, we need to start thinking about delta as well, time. Right, okay, I think that's where we'll leave it on that. Were there warnings, or did it work? Sorry, I didn't even look to see if it worked or not. Alright, okay. That's okay, everything still works then. Should be okay. Right. We're going to have to start building this ECS system now. No two ways about it. But that's what a component should look like. It should be a component, which is that part there, and a system to use that component. At the moment, I haven't done much with that because there's not really much there to do. So what we will do is we will create the system and add it to the list of systems, and the system will then be called up when we update our systems. It'll update all the components. Yeah. Placing what we want into the scene, rather than just having this willy-nilly of throwing things around in the scene type of thing. That would actually work correctly right now. If we had a way of getting the entity. Interesting. Okay. I think I've started down a horrible long route here, but hey ho. Add everything. 15 changes. There we go. Commit. Synchronize, you've got the code. Any second. Any second. Now, there you go. It's all up on GitHub, and I've got to get off now because I need some food, and I'm going to go over and mess about with some ships, I think. I'll be over on Twitch. You know where I am. It's there. Twitch, Flazer Brace Sharp. Just look me up. Come join, come follow. Have some fun this afternoon. And have a look at how they've done their models. Fantastic. So we've got everything working, but we've not proven it, this ECS system. And I want to go through that lot and redo it because that is Rolex in there at the moment. It's messing us up. So if I get a chance this weekend, I will do that. What am I doing tomorrow? No idea. I'll be on Twitch. On Sunday, I will be doing Sunday sailing on Twitch. Back to normal, I hope, by Sunday. As I've now sorted out the food problem and the bank problem that I had. Magic. Take care. Enjoy. Mess with the code, see if you can do anything with it. It's going to take me ages to figure all this lot out, but hey ho, I'll do it. You take care. How do I end the stream? Ah, that was it.